So are Hindus and Buddhists and all other religions going to burn in hell? Hey guys, John here. I want to read this comment that I got in a recent email. Hey John, I am a Hindu from India. Christianity and Christians say that Hindus like me will be sent to hell to burn and be tormented forever because I am a Hindu and worship deities of Hinduism, sanatan, dharma. I am a very simple man who works for his bread and takes care of my Hindu family, and I wish no harm to anyone unless someone tries to harm me or my family. What are your views on the same? Do you mind doing a video on this topic? I would be grateful. And I am grateful to have you on my channel. That's the one thing I like about this community we're building is we're not just coming from a Christian background, we're coming from a Hindu background. I have Buddhists on my channel. We come from all perspectives. God is too big to be encompassed by any one school of thought or any one religion. And when we look at this concept of a Hindu burning in hell for their belief and not taking Jesus as their Savior, then that is not a loving God. That is a vengeful and jealous God. That is the God of the Old Testament in the Bible. That is the God of Judaism. When you look at this perspective and you realize that what Yeshua says was love one another, and what you're telling me is that you love your family, you provide for your family, you're a kind person, you have found love. And God is love. So there is nothing you have done that God would ever judge you for, because God isn't judgmental. God doesn't judge. God is love. God is not vengeance. When I hear these stories of people of other faiths thinking that they're going to burn in hell, or thinking that Christians think they're going to burn in hell anyway, it makes me sad for Christians, because what Christians have done, and they did it in the 300s during the Nicene Council. They declared that Jesus, and I'm using the quotes, Jesus was the Son of God and the Savior and the Messiah, and the only way to God is through Him. In other words, all other religions are wrong. Once they created that boundary, that border, they now have to have a consequence if someone doesn't come and join their cult, religion. Right? If someone doesn't come join their religion, then they are wrong. Right? Now, there are beautiful people in Christianity too. There's beautiful people in Hinduism. There's beautiful people in Buddhism, Wicca, and atheism. There's beautiful people everywhere. If they are loving, if they are caring, then they are expressing God into the world. If they are truly being kind, as you're saying, then they are expressing God into the world. The Prophet Muhammad says, "He who knows not kindness has no faith." The Dalai Lama says, "My religion is simple, my religion is kindness." Well, kindness is an expression of love, and kindness is God, and because God is love. And when you're looking at this concept of Christians thinking you're going to be tormented or burned in hell, that's really not your problem. That's their problem. They're the ones who are cutting themselves off from the beauty of God, because they're saying God can only be accessed in one way, as opposed to seeing God in everything, God in the oneness. In Hinduism, you have basically the one God, but all the aspects of God, all the smaller. If I want prosperity, I'll go to Lakshmi or Ganesh, right? So you're looking at the aspects of God, because God is so big. It's easier to focus into the aspects of God. To me, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful religion, and I loved my time when I was in India. I came to India a long time ago because a friend of mine's brother was ill, and we came there to help him. And while I was there, I met beautiful, wonderful, loving people. They heard about my past life, and they lined up around the corner to come meet me. We had wonderful, wonderful experiences. And in those experiences, all I saw was a loving people. When I traveled through Egypt, all I saw was a loving people. everywhere I went, I was treated like a family, like a prince even. I was treated extremely well. When I was in Afghanistan, doing with the USO, the Afghans that I met treated me just lovely. But I was treating them that way. I was being kind. I was expressing God into the experience, and God was reflecting love back to me, because that's the way it works. What you reap, you sow. What you sow, you reap. That is really the essence of this. What you're putting into the expression is what you're getting back. If you have found love in Hinduism, then you've found God. If you found love in Buddhism, then you found God. If you found love in atheism, you found God, surprisingly enough, ironically enough. But the thing is, it doesn't, if you're kind, if you're caring, that's all that really matters. Because the rules and regulations of religion are of the mind of man. The love is of God. The love, the source, is that pure essence of love. And when we come to this space of realizing that we can not only feel that love, but deliver that love, we come to a really beautiful relationship with God. And I think all the Hindus that I've met have been founded. They all are beautiful, loving people and are caring people. I'm sure that, like in any other religion, there's some butt heads too. But the reality of it is when someone in any religion says, you're wrong and I'm right, the problem isn't the person being told they're wrong. The problem is the person who is casting a judgment that the other person is wrong. Because that judgment itself is unloving, it's uncaring, it's not of God. And once you start to realize that it's not of God, you come to the space of realizing that you found God. Because you are kind, you are considerate. Now, on the bottom part of your comment, you talked about, I'm kind to everyone unless they harm me or my family, and then I'm not kind. Well, if someone harms you or your family, can you first ask yourself, what fearful thing are they going through that they would do something harmful, that they would do something fearful? Because in reality, they're the ones doing it. When something happens to my family, my first job is to take care of my family. Vengeance is not something I even dive into. I look into what's so fearful about that. The concept of justice in this world is an interesting concept, because justice is a physical world concept. Because we're wanting retribution for an action. And in reality, when someone leaves this world and they cross over, they're going to experience everything they've done in life from their perspective and the people they harmed. They're going to feel it. They're going to understand exactly how much pain and suffering they've caused. They're going to have that, in physical terms, justice reaped upon them. But the question is, if you are responding in vengeance and anger, you're going to feel that too. You're going to feel whatever you do to them as well. You're going to feel the whole experience of it. And that is exactly what near-death experiencers tell us. When they have their life review, they experience it from their point of view and from the people that they were interacting with. And they're going to have the understanding of what they've done, and they're going to feel the repercussions of it. And so seeking vengeance in this world is really about reaping fear upon others. And that's really the thought you should think about when you're thinking about reaping vengeance upon others for what they've done to your family, because you don't want that reaped upon you, I'm sure. So see them as fearful, understand them as fearful. And, yeah, sure, turn them into the police, turn them into whatever those things, but let keep the hate out of your heart and keep the love in your heart, because the love in your heart is God. And the anger and the vengeance is fear. And the Buddha said the secret to enlightenment is the eradication of fear. And the Sufis say that God is on one side of a veil, we're on the other side of the veil, and our life is the struggle against the veil, and the veil is our fear. And the more we can release that fear, that anxiety, and just come to that loving space in the present, then you're bringing God into the present moment, and you're expressing it, and you're living it, and you're having a direct relationship with God. That's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.